I'm calling this meeting to order. This is the Redmond City Council special meeting held on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, commencing at 6:30 p.m. Council members, I will call roll because I'm not certain everyone who's here. So Council President Kritzer?
Here.
Council Vice President Forsyth?
Here.
Council Member Stewart? Here. Council Member Nueva Camina?
Here.
Council Member Anderson? Council Member Fields? That is everyone. So we have 4 in attendance this evening. This special meeting is being held to discuss AM number 25165, suspension of Flock Automated License Plate Reading System, or ALPRS. Is there a motion? Council President.
I move to suspend the use of the city's Flock Automatic License Plate Reading System pending further discussion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any comment? Council President, would you like to speak to this item?
Thank you. At our city council meeting last week, the council was interested in being able to take action to suspend use of this system so that we would allow for more discussion. We've scheduled at our committee of the whole meeting next week on public safety to be able to look at more details around the future of the city's use of that program and any implications to ending our contract. And so the action tonight, since the action last week was a recommendation to the administration strongly from the entirety of the council to do that, and the mayor and police chief did oblige in turning off the system. We did want to formalize it by having this special meeting tonight to take a vote by council.
Great, thank you. Any other discussion? Council Vice President.
Thank you. And I just want to add for the record that this is a continuation of a lot of thoughtful conversation that we have been having throughout the last several months. And we had a lot of deep conversation over a year ago when we implemented these cameras and implemented our data privacy. And this is really a continuation of a lot of the concerns that many of us shared throughout the over a year's worth of conversations, and appreciate the opportunity to continue the research and the study.
Thank you. Councilmember Stewart?
Thank you. Like my colleagues before me, I will be voting in favor of this motion tonight. And I do want to thank the chief and his team for their swift action last week. I'll be voting yes to affirm this decision, and I believe it was the right decision to make at the time. There's been even more news breaking, recently with more court rulings and things like that that really just call for a moment of pause. So to the community who was caught off guard by the implementation of the license plate readers, I hear you, and we did, as my colleague mentioned, wrestle with this a lot before we accepted the grant dollars. That's why we required the stricter data governance controls and tried to make a decision that captured the nuances of community sentiment on this. So far, those controls have kept the community safe from outside agencies accessing the data, which again, I do thank the chief and his team for their attention to the details on this. From my perspective, the vendor has not proven trustworthy in other areas around the country, and does not have the trust of our community, which is something that I heard so loud and clear. So a little bit more scrutiny is needed here. This is in concert with my vote for the legislative agenda that we passed, the state legislative agenda, which also calls for more support for vendor accountability in these emerging public safety technologies. It's also clear to me that we, the council, need a fresh community conversation on emerging technologies that the city is interested in ahead of our upcoming budget cycle next year. The body-worn camera program, the license plate readers that we intended to help deter and solve crime, the drone as a first responder, the school safety cameras. We actually have a lot of feedback that we should get from community so we can give really clear direction to the department going into next year. So once again, I'll be voting yes on this measure. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councilmember Anderson has joined us. Councilmember Nueva Camina?
Thank you. I'm going to be supporting and voting yes on this, and it's because I think that while Redmond, we're known for our innovation and our technology, and how to leverage that, and we can be a city that is both head smart as well as heart smart in remembering our humanity along the way. And I think that our city does a phenomenal job of doing that, and this is another way of us taking that pause and saying, let's take a second to make sure that both sides are honored.
Thank you. Any other comment on this item? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote, starting with Council President Kritzer.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
And that passes 5-0. Thank you very much. And with that, that concludes our agenda for this meeting, and we are adjourned.